Hello to everyone. Thanks for keeping it locked to this program. It's my pleasure to have you here with me once again on Football Planet. Next are the headlines. We will take a look at both the CAF Champions League and the Confederation Cup qualifiers. After the weekend games, we have the quarterfinals qualifiers with 2 days left. We are, however, in status quo in the CAF Cup, where no team has yet won their ticket to the next round. Also, to follow this window just opened, we take a look at various African stars in Europe a few days before the start of the season. Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mané, Aubameyang, among others, are expected by the entire continent to fit in the various clubs. And then we will have later on phone Benin's national under-20 team coach who faces Ghana this Wednesday in the first leg of the last round of CAN qualifiers to complete the list of qualified teams. And those were our headlines. Welcome to Football Planet. I told you last week that it only needed 1 point to qualify for the Champions League quarterfinals. Mission accomplished for TP Mazembes, who went on to grab this point at the Maloudia loan in Algiers. The same goes for Esperance of Tunis, who won at Kampala City, but whose qualification depends on Al Ahly's success at Township Rollers. Defending champions Wydad Casablanca, on the other hand, will have to wait just like Etoile Sportive du Sahel, who only need 1 point. Let's take a look at the results and the rankings at the end of the 4th day of this Champions League. Unlike the Champions League, the dice are far from being thrown in the CAF Cup. After 4 games, no team has qualified for the quarterfinals, nor has any team been eliminated, even if some are closer than others, as can be seen on this table. And then it's official. Angola will represent Southern Africa at the next African Cadet Champion. They qualified for the COSAFA Under-17 Cup in Los Luis, Mauritius. The Palancas Negras beat South Africa 1-0 in the final on Sunday. Meanwhile, Mauritius finished last after losing 2-1 in the standing match against Namibia. These were the first qualifying games for the continental tournament. Equatorial Guinea will also have to know the representatives of the Central Africa and, of course, other 4 zones. Among junior, there is, on the other hand, only 1 place to be taken, and this is a dispute between Benin and Ghana, round 1 this Wednesday in Ghana, more precisely in Cape Coast City. The return match is scheduled a week later. We are in contact with Benin coach Valet Hundinu. Thanks for joining us on this show. So, tell us a little bit about the preparation on this second clash against Ghana.
Yes, it's going well. We're in Nigeria now. Last week we played a friendly match in Lagos against a team from Lagos State and we scored. The team returned to Cotonou in Benin and we beat them by 1-0. The team has been ready for a long time. We have to leave Benin for Ghana and maybe we'll stay in Lomé. And from Lomé, we'll go to Ghana by road.
Coach, we know Ghana are used to these youth tournaments. What's the message you are giving to your players?
Not at all. My players will not be complacent because we know. And we've seen what's happening in football today. Names of countries no longer count in football. What is essential is seen on the field of play. That's the Ghana story. In the youth categories, all does not count anymore. In Ghana, the players also want to make a statement. They want to do something. They are still young because they are eliminating Gambia, who are not a small team either. Already, it's giving them confidence playing against a Nigerian team. English football is almost the same, and so it gives them a little confidence too.
One last question before you go. Why do you want to win this cup together with the team?
You know the importance of this Under-20 Africa Cup for Benin. It's not the first time that Benin has managed to qualify. Benin have already played once on the Under-20 World Cup and then qualified a second time. Then we played in Algeria, I think. Well, now, we'll see if by God's grace the team qualifies. It will be the third time. So the important thing is to put a young team in place that can save the next generation for Team A.
Thank you very much, Valet Hundinu, and good luck on these qualifications.
Thank you and good day.
Just to inform you that the Benin Under-20 national team coach is targeting to qualify for the first time in this junior CAN competition against Ghana. The winner will join the 7 already qualified nations that include South Africa, Burkina Faso, Burundi, Mali, Nigeria and Senegal, in addition to the host nation, Niger. We are now back to Europe. We all know that various European leagues start in just a few days. So this is an opportunity for us to talk a little bit about the Africans who play in these big leagues. Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mané, Riyad Mahrez and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang are the stars expected to raise the continent's color very high. Let's take a look at a story done by Ruth Lago.
He was without rival last year. Mohamed Salah will again be in the spotlight after an exceptional 2017-2018 season. The Egyptian striker undoubtedly leads the African squad in Europe this year. A season of confirmation for the Liverpool player was achieved dazzling feat in his first season with the Reds. Scorer of 44 goals in 52 games, Pharaoh has rethought the Red people to dream. And thanks to his outstanding performances, the African Golden Ball has managed to take out the likes of Ronaldo and Messi, restoring Liverpool's reputation as the champions of the championship. And this year, he will once again be expected in the same capacity as his Senegalese teammate Sadio Mané, who is playing his third season with the Reds. The second top scorer in the Champions League with 10 goals behind Cristiano Ronaldo, the Terenga Lion already shines in friendlies with 2 goals. Good news for the player after a failed World Cup. The deal will be strengthened by Guinea's Naby Keita. After 2 good seasons in Salzburg, the silly midfielder has a chance to shine in the big club that is aiming to win back a trophy that the rest have not seen since the 2012 League Cup. But the task ahead looks daunting for defending champions Manchester City, who've just completed recruitment of Riyad Mahrez. As the 2016 English champion, the Algerian will undoubtedly be one of the great actors of the season, where Gabonese Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is eagerly awaiting. After a rather disappointing first season, the Arsenal striker remains one of Guinea's masterpieces this season. Cameroon's Karl Toko Ekambi, the best African player in France Ligue 1 last year, is also among players to look out for this season. Ekambi is already a 2-time top scorer in several matches with his new club, Villarreal.
And now we take you back to Russia, where the party continues 2 weeks after the World Cup. After the supporters' tribute, it is President Vladimir Putin's turn to honor the national team players who were received Saturday at the Kremlin. A look back at this grand reception with Eric Oteng and Bridget Ugwe.
Russian President Vladimir Putin invited members of the Russian playing and coaching staff to the Kremlin on Saturday to honor their performances at the World Cup, where they exceeded expectations by reaching the last 8 before losing to eventual runners-up Croatia in a penalty shootout. President Putin awarded national team coach Stanislav Cherchesov the prestigious Order of Alexander Nevsky in recognition of his efforts in guiding the team to the World Cup quarterfinals. Your selfless, well-coordinated game became a long-awaited gift for millions of soccer fans in our country. Not even speaking about the fans, even people who do not have interest in sports and soccer watched TV without stopping. You gave them all an opportunity to be proud of their team, which means to be proud of you, to be proud of their country. You gave them faith that the national soccer team is rising. Cherchesov 54 guided Russia on a historic run at their home World Cup this summer, the first since competing as a separate nation from the Soviet Union. Goalkeeper Igor Akinfeev was awarded the Order of Honor, along with veteran defender Sergei Ignashevich. Honorary certificates were also given to other players and coaches.
Our program is now coming to an end, but a brief info before leaving you, just to tell you that Tunisia has a new coach. And he is Fawzi Benzati, who made his return to the bench of the Eagles of Carthage that he once coached in 2009-2010. The 68-year-old is a successor to Nabil Malloul, who resigned after his team was eliminated in the first round of the World Cup in Russia. And so that's the end of this show. More info on our website www.africanews.com, and you may comment using the contact scrolling just down your screen. Football Planet returns next week, but it will be with Victor Muiso, who have an excellent week. Goodbye.